Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm ADRIANA RAFIQAH binti AHMAD FIKRI. You can call me Dina. I am a semester 3 student at Polytech Mara College, Bantai, studying to get my diploma in accounting. I am in section 2 and was assigned on mock seminar by Madam Intan Nur Azina Abdurrahim. I decided to talk about body shaming's impact on mental health, since body shaming has become a habit in our culture. My objective is to create awareness on the effects of body shaming on mental health. Our culture loves the ideology of a perfect body, whether it be print, movies, television, or online. Seeing someone who doesn't fit the mold isn't considered acceptable to some people. We are all human, and our nature is to focus on the imperfection rather than seek our perfection. And we always judge a book by its cover. However, being commented negatively on your appearance can impact negatively to someone's life. Reasons for this is that body image and appearance is a particularly sensitive subject matter to everyone across the age, gender, and also race. As shown is an illustration of the ideology of the perfect body. Here, I add a quote by Jenny Roth that says, "You are not a mistake, you are not a problem to be solved. But you won't discover this until you are willing to stop banging your head against the wall of shaming, engaging, and fearing yourself." Hence, it should start from us who need to stop thinking negatively about ourselves. When people of all ages, both young and old, experience any sort of bullying, especially body shaming, our mental health can suffer. Therefore, we must be aware of the effects of body shaming. There are many reasons to aware of the effect of body shaming on mental health. Firstly, body shaming causes social anxiety. It also brings about depression and gives rise to eating disorder. Do you really know what is body shaming? Let me tell you. Body shaming is an act of negatively judging someone based on their physical appearance. For example, acnes are usually associated to poor hygiene. Overweight people are labeled as lazy. People with tattoos are rebellious. Non-muscular men are considered as feminine, whereas short-haired women are masculine. Believe it or not, body shaming is not new or made up by the new generation. It is implanted too far down into our culture to the level where we ought not realize our words are actually hurtful and make others lose their confidence. Even worse, it can give up a big impact on someone's mental health. Body shaming is also a form of bullying in which a person's physical appearance is targeted, whether it be in person or online. According to Inspector General of Police Abdul Hamid Bador, an act of body shaming by insulting and disparaging someone's body is a crime and that can be punished under the law. Besides, authorities can act under the Section 2331 AB of the Communications and Multimedia Act CMA 1998, Section 509 of the Penal Code and Section 14 of the Minor Offence Act 1955. Now, as stated by Ministry of Health Malaysia (MOH), body shaming is a punishable crime which can get you thrown into jail or cost you up to 50,000 ringgit. Ministry of Health Malaysia (MOH) also made the latest announcement in efforts to raise mental health awareness and reminding the public to stop making negative comments about an individual's body. Body image and appearance is a particularly sensitive subject matter to everyone across the age, gender, and race. When people experience any sort of bullying, especially body shaming, our mental health can suffer. Some of the issues that may develop due to body shaming is social anxiety. This type of mental health, also known as social phobia, it is an intense, persistent fear of being watched and judged by others. When you are publicly bullied, the natural response would be to avoid putting yourself in those situations. This can culminate into isolating oneself and avoiding social interaction. A person with social anxiety disorder feels symptoms of anxiety or fear in certain or all social situations. For instance, meeting new people and being on a job interview. When having to perform in front of or be around others, people with social anxiety disorder tend to feel nauseous or sick to their stomach and show a rigid body posture, make little eye contact, or speak with an overly soft voice. By that, stop body shaming. There's no benefit from body shaming. Yeah, these are some common physical symptoms of social anxiety. A person who suffers social anxiety usually blushing, feeling of the mind going blank, muscle tension, sweating, weakened heartbeat, upset stomach, trembling, lightheadedness, shortness of breath, dizziness, and nausea in public. This is a clip from Site to Go on YouTube. In this video, it shows a few habits you may develop because of anxiety.
Do you often avoid looking at
Some of you might not know that body shaming also can cause depression. Constant negative remarks may make people anxious to the extent that they suffer from panic attacks and depression phases. Depression can be defined as a constant feeling of sadness and loss of interest which stops you doing your normal activities. When people face bullying, especially on appearance, it will affect to their feelings. Of course, they get often by the negative comments. Depression or major depressive disorder is a common and serious medical illness that negatively affects how you feel, the way you think, and how you act. Fortunately, it is also treatable. However, we can't normalize body shaming until it causes depression, right? It can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems and can decrease your ability to function at work and at home. Depression symptoms can vary from mild to severe. Some signs of depression are changes in appetite and also trouble sleeping or sleeping too much. Symptoms must last at least 2 weeks and must represent a change in your previous level of functioning for a diagnosis of depression. As shown in the slide, there are lots of signs and symptoms of depression, such as persistent feelings of sadness, loss of interest in activities, trouble sleeping or oversleeping, appetite or weight changes, fatigue or decreased energy, difficulty thinking clearly or quickly, irritability or frustration, physical itches and pains, and also recurrent thoughts of death and suicide. Now, let's take a look at this video published by Site2Go on YouTube. This clip explains more about people with depression behavior.
You may feel low or cry for no specific reason. Often you'll have a very short temper and snap at people you love for no apparent reason.
While there are many identified types of body shaming, the behavior of weight shaming has often been left out of the conversation. Weight shaming can lead to negative health outcomes, including the development of an eating disorder. Many who struggle from an eating disorder cite bullying as an initial trigger for their eating disorder, and weight shaming has been missing from many bullying discussions, according to the National Eating Disorder Association. What is eating disorder? Eating disorders are behavioral conditions characterized by severe and persistent disturbance in eating behaviors and associated distressing thoughts and emotions. They can be very serious conditions affecting physical, psychological, and social function. Cultural idealization of thinness carries the best known impact on the likelihood of developing on an eating disorder. Weight shaming can threaten both psychological health and also physical health. Research shows weight stigma as a risk factor for depression, low self-esteem, and body dissatisfaction. When someone is bullied or shamed because of their weight, they can delve into unhealthy behaviors such as binge eating, weight gain, or weight control measures that take things to the extreme. Weight-based bullying in youth has also been linked to lower levels of physical activity and a negative attitude about sport. A number of different eating disorders that someone can be diagnosed with. The first one is anorexia nervosa. Anorexia or anorexia nervosa is a serious mental illness where people are of low weight due to limiting how much they eat and drink. They may develop rules around what they feel they can and cannot eat, as well as things like when and where they will eat. Anorexia can affect anyone of any age, gender, ethnicity, or background. This video, which taken from Psych2Go YouTube channel, explains about symptoms of anorexia.
People with anorexia nervosa are obsessed with perfecting their body image. They like to remain in control by limiting the amount of calories they consume to achieve their ideal body shape. Even when they are severely underweight, people with this disorder have a hard time recognizing it. Driven by their obsessive compulsive behaviors, they adapt distorted self-perceptions and have dangerously high expectations.
Bulimia nervosa is another well-known eating disorder. Like anorexia, bulimia tends to develop during adolescence and early adulthood. Individuals with bulimia then attempt to purge to compensate for the calories consumed and relieve gut discomfort. Common purging behaviors include forced vomiting, fasting, laxatives, diuretics, enemas, and excessive exercise. Here's a clip showing people with bulimia behaviors.
People with this type of eating disorder indulge in a large amount of food and make themselves purge shortly after. Purging gives them a sense of relief, and similarly to anorexia nervosa, this helps them feel like they're in control of their own bodies. It may be hard for others to spot those with bulimia nervosa because they might be able to maintain normal weight.
In closing, body shaming isn't the right way to help people change. Change should be encouraged through inspiration and motivation, not malicious comments and emotional abuse. There are better ways to give advices and constructive criticisms, and bullying them into losing weight is definitely is not the right way. Instead of giving negative comments about their appearance, learn to give compliments. Sammy, you look great in red, but black looks better for you. Or you're beautiful in your own way. This kind of comments won't hurt anybody's feeling. In addition, a culture needs to be changed. We must change our mentality. Everyone in this world has their own beauty. No one has the right to judge other people based on their appearance. Melissa J. Burrell, a medical director and psychiatrist at Loma Linda University Behavioral Medicine Center, said, "We must eliminate any self-talk that puts down your body. Body shaming isn't only directed toward others. We often do it even more ferociously to ourselves. Dieting for the upcoming wedding, commenting that you need to get back on track after letting go lately, criticizing our various body parts, wishing them to be different, refusing them to be seen or touched, sometimes even by those that are closest to us. Again, it's subtle, but it is so harmful. is body shaming, and we can and must stop. Period also says it's okay to call it out when you feel offended by a comment, while it should be obvious that those comments are upsetting. People won't always know you are hurt until you say something, she says. I also add a beautiful quote. It says, being skinny is okay, not being skinny is okay. Having curves is okay, not having curves is okay. Bashing someone for their body type is not okay. Ultimately, please take a look at this video and get some lessons. Obviously, I make it fast forward and sorry for the bad editing. But the important is the message in the video. Overall, stop body shaming. We can and we must. Mental health is matter. That's all from me. Thank you very much.